Welcome to the Sovereign Light moment, a thriving place where we can share our light together. Brought to you by Anchor FM Radio, broadcasting on Spotify, Radio Public Breaker, and Google Podcasts. I am your hostess, Reverend Maria Arvaniti, with our very special guest for today, Gabriela Bede Tindall.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So how are you doing?
Welcome
Oh
to
my, look at this.
the
It's
Sovereign
happening
Light.
again. we're getting in and out of realities here. How are
Yeah. Well, I'm okay, thank you. It's very funny because I was quite,
you?
stressed out before I came here. It's my first podcast. I don't even know the technology of this thing, but well, we try to do things and show my journey a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
folks, Gabriela Tindall is a believer of quantic orthodoxism. And Gabriela Bede Tindall was born in a beautiful city on the border of the Black Sea of Romania. She fell in love with the English language since she was 6, learning on her own from books, and studied at the Universitatea din Bucharest in 1989 to 2007. She is a former English-Romanian teacher, a global accent NHS interpreter as of January 28th, 2013 to 18th from Hull College, GCSE, English former Romanian English interpreter at Key Languages Ltd. and Kingston upon Hull Council City interpreter. Her key languages, I think I'm repeating this, is a Council City interpreter. And now Gabriela went on to healthcare in 2012 with the help of several agencies in residential home placements. She was able to interpret jobs for council and hospital. At the moment, she works for the obstetrician gynecologist in a hospital where she is known by all the midwives as the baby whisperer. Gabriela blesses with her prayers in mind and heart for every baby coming out from C-section. And when they cry, she puts her hands on their little heads and tells them, "It's okay, don't worry, baby." And they stop crying. And Gabriela, she is very spiritual and became a seeker of the light since I think as far as she can remember, 1995?
yeah.
Okay, and she always thinking of Mother Gaia, surrounded by angels of light and healing. After years of trauma and separation with her own self, Gabriela discovered the art of intuitive drawing. In February of 2020, she started drawing and has a wealth of beautiful prints to share with the world. Each drawing on the soul journey has an inspirational title. She just draws lines and thinks of nothing, and then at the end, her soul defines the drawings. She prays the angels of God will touch people's heart and let them be light and heal with this her self-expressions that she channels through her artwork. And it appears like in the background, as you can see right now, that she's showing all of the collections of her artwork, including a mural that she just most recently done on her wall. To me, it appears like urban artwork. Uh, and so ground yourself, folks, for this beautiful, beautiful episode here. And I hope that you will find some resonance, and you can always reach out to her. The information is found wherever you're looking at this or hearing this radio podcast. The information is here. You can contact her and find her on Facebook, her profile, reach out to her. She's a wonderful teacher and friend. And she's now available even on Twitter if you would like. And you can find her there. So let's begin this beautiful session here today that we might explore further. Yes. Hello, Gabriela.
Oh, hello. Oh, your presentation was a bit too much for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just a simple person. Like, yeah, I was an English teacher in my country. I used to be a supply teacher. English teacher was for me the form of creativity and the way I was giving love and kindness to the children, and they were giving me their youth and their joy all the time. So I was blessed and honored to be an English teacher and, of course, a Romanian teacher. So that happened like almost 20 years. And after that, I decided to come to England in certain circumstances of my life. Probably it was another cycle of my life coming to be. So we are here to talk about transformation, I suppose, and healing and sickness. I am a seeker, so I come. Yes, I wrote there in my profile that I like quantic orthodoxism because in my family people were Orthodox and I was baptized as Orthodox. And yes, I even followed the rituals of Orthodoxism, but my heart was always incomplete because I didn't feel that those rituals will complete something inside. I knew that it's something more than all those ways people were talking about God or about Jesus, about everything in the Bible. So I always thought that Bible is only the beginning of listening, understanding, and learning about God. And I always thought that God is in ourselves as well because we are sparkle of God. And this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for finding myself, my own self, as that sparkle of divine, that we don't feel it because in physicality we are, let's say, too busy with the worldly things, surviving the systems, or living, following some certain certain laws, regulation, rules, and all this stop ourselves to be more creative, or I don't want to be bored by all these things. So I was just looking and reading books. And I remember in 1995, before I came to England, I didn't know even if I would come. I was just praying, and it was a part of my journey, I think, because after I've done the prayers that usually they do in Orthodox Church, I felt nothing. And one day I just fell on my knees and prayed to God that if you are there and you listen to me and it's my path to go to England, please help me. And in that moment, I felt like lots of electrical energy on my spine going up and down. And they stopped on the base of my head, and I felt like a huge energy. I can't even explain what I felt then, but I start crying, and I felt like blessed. And I think in 2-3 weeks time, the things just went one by one, and I found a job online. I applied for the job. People from England emailed me, and they say, please in 2 weeks come to England. So this is how I left everything. I took a bag and I left went to England doing the job. So that happened in around 2009, and since then I'm here. Unfortunately, I wasn't brave enough to go in schools here because the system is different, and probably I wasn't prepared for the change. But because I discovered I'm very empathic, I have that intuitive care for people. I like to help people. I like to. I feel happy when someone is smiling to me or say thank you to me, even for a glass of water. I feel that I've done something for that person and I gave a little bit of joy. So for this reason, I accepted to go in care and work as a care assistant. Then I continue to work and, understand the system here, meet people, talk, even get married here with someone, dedicate my family, my new family, and the new children, and so on. So time just passed. But I still felt that I'm like I was like a bird in a little golden cage, This is how I felt many times in my life. And the only thing I never left me was faith. I had the faith that even if it's hard in life, if you have faith, you will be helped to pass through all these challenges, because our soul is always on a journey, and the more enlightened you want to be, I suppose the harder it is to pass through challenges. So in 2019, with all these changes and all this COVID virus operation, I went through another trauma that I wouldn't like to talk about right now, but that opened my decision to heal through drawing or writing about my problems, my emotions, and everything else. In the meantime, I continue to study the spiritual world, to listen to programs, to understand how other people channeled different, I don't know, celestial beings, like angels, like Pleiadians, like, I think I resonate with Lemurians sometimes. And for example, I love Tom Kenyon books and his sound, healing through sound and vibration. And little by little, I understood that everybody is talking about their own journey, but we have to discover our journey. So I've been always a person that was doing in life things intuitively. So I think I started with doodle, like everybody, doodle online. I looked at some creative art, and little by little, I started to use only certain symbols that you can see them in my drawing. And I can explain that for me, the triangle is the Trinity, the rose represents the DNA, and that is thanks to Almin, because Inal means angels. Channeling writings. It was clear that DNA is like a flower, like a rose. So whenever I draw the rose, for me, rose is the flower of DNA. So that the petals that open all the time. And then I'm attracted a lot by the spiral. That for me, spiral is the creation and divine mother. For me, I don't know for others. And what is interesting, whenever I'm drawing a rose, with drawing something that only my soul wants to draw, and I show the drawing to someone, each person understands the drawing from their own point of view. So they can see the drawing with their own eyes. That sometimes is not what I thought it was, it's just what they think it is. So it's very interesting because that shows me the level of understanding of the vibration of the drawing, because then after I let them tell me, my colleagues, for example, I let them tell me, what do you see in this? And they say, oh, I see a face, or I see a baby, or I see. And then I explain them, no, it's a butterfly. And then I show them, I say, oh, yeah, it's a butterfly, but I didn't see it like that first. So that's very interesting because then each soul is resonate in a certain level with the drawing. So when you appeared in my life, Maria, and you said, oh, your drawings are beautiful, you should put them on. I said, oh no, this is just like an exercise for my healing. Oh no, they are quite nice because I want to say I don't have any background for drawing or anything like that. My grandfather on my father's side was a monasteries painter, and I suppose maybe there is a little bit of art in my genes, and that's why I can express myself a little bit. But yeah, this is the story. So I wrote on a piece of paper some of the titles that are just coming into my head after I finish a drawing. Like it's, and I could see now that most of them are like soul and hope, or the vision, or rose of hope, or soul and flower. So you see, so everything is related to my soul because I want to heal my soul of all the traumas I've been through since I was little. So what I'm looking into all these drawings is if the vibration of the drawings can heal someone, I would be very happy to show them to people. And when you, Maria, advised me to put them all into a book, I wanted to do that at the same time. It was like synchronicity because between your thoughts and my thoughts.
I'm channeling here.
Because when you said to me it would be great to put them in a book, I had the same idea. And I was thinking, oh, that means my soul wants that.
Can I just adjust further in this? Can I expand further
Yes,
on this?
yes.
Okay, folks, we're now, we're into this deep, and we're sharing the healing process that we're going through. And for many of you who are resonating through the dark night of the soul, with spiritual strength into expansion, with me, Reverend Maria Arvanitidis, and Gabriela Bede Tindall, what I suggest here, I'm kind of channeling for us here. How about you do this book? It could be similar to a children's book, and you do paint by color by numbers, and each color can represent a certain vibration or a frequency that they might feel, that they might want to put into each, paint by numbers. This is what I'm getting. Paint by numbers.
Wow.
And whatever feeling, you're saying mostly how people see it through their perspective of their thoughts, that's probably still keeping them in trauma. Okay, so we capture that And then how does it make you feel? And how do you see it that you might go through the healing process through colors, through the various chakras, whatever it is that
Yeah.
you might want to say this color represents for you? How does it make you feel, this color? Okay, so now why don't we do it by paint by numbers? And this color here is this, and this, and they could go on and do their own. See, and maybe you can take them through a journey where they respond to you with various colors or whatever, and then you can have an ongoing, I don't know, teaching or something like that if you want, but it's great for children.
If you can see on the top there, there is an angel, a little angel with all the colors on it.
Oh my God, you're already doing it. Yes, you're already doing it. The colors, you're putting the colors in already. Oh, wow.
That was an angel. Exactly what you told me now. I was thinking of all chakras and the rainbow.
Wow.
Because, the rainbow is the bridge between this world and the angel's world. So when I draw that little rainbow angel, because this is how it's called, I was thinking about that.
Everything is divinely synchronized and unfolding in such perfect moment. It's amazing how we work through the infinite, and become an inanimate, like we animate through the motions and the divine, how we just kind of dance with the divine in this way, and it works through us. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. And I think the purity stays in the soul. It doesn't matter how physical we feel, but inside, in our hearts, we are always pure. And this purity is giving us the hope to fight and to, survive different traumas. In trauma, I think it's very harsh, and I think it's the path through resurrection. This is the path through resurrection, is going through lots of traumas and have the ability to pass through them. It is very hard and it is very harsh, but we have to find out why it's happening.
It's our beliefs. It's our beliefs that are creating these resistances that's not allowing the energy to flow. And this is what happens. We have to break through it, and when we do, and we break the matrix, we see this resurrection, but also others see it as resilience. You see, and we transform, and yeah. So could you further expand on this, please?
Yeah, well, transformation. I think transformation can be shown very well through creativity. You can create anything because we are the spark of God, and
Yes.
so we are creative, and that is the spark that makes us divine, the creativity. And creativity can be measured through sound, through vibration, through drawing, through music, through anything, even through prayer or meditation. It's part of all divine.
You know what I'm getting here? The feeling. We have to feel it, because if you're just in the thinking of it, that's I would say, the ego mind wanting to be in the driver's seat. And instead of letting the heart, like, you're all about following your heart and you're setting a good example for everybody, but it's the resistances of the mind that creates all these traumas and these experiences, that if we were just to allow ourselves to feel, and it doesn't matter having to prove or explain to our common sense, and just go with it and allow everything to just happen, magically unfold itself, and accept the miracles all around us. If we were to just allow ourselves to feel, then all of this trauma would not exist anymore. I believe that very much. And your drawings too. I mean, if we start adding color to it as well, people will start, it's not so much about what you're thinking and what you're seeing through that perspective, because that's your belief system. It doesn't have to have any meaning, more so, but how do you feel? if you're blocking the sense of feeling, then yeah, it's going to result in the most densest kind of ways in the form of pain.
I think the only way we can remove obstacles is like you say, let life flow.
Yes.
Because the thing is, all the way through our physical life, we have to obey certain rules, and then we become like prisoners in our own, heart, because we are not allowed to do this, we are not allowed to do that, and then you don't feel free anymore. And then where is the freedom? The freedom of the soul. Like I said, you always feel like a bird in a cage. That if you open the door of the cage, the bird will still stay in the cage.
Yes.
Will not fly. Will not fly because this is what the bird knew all her life. But
remember the elephant. Remember the baby elephant who's tied to that little twig, right? That's on the ground. And then it grows up, and then it's still thinking that it can't move because it's tied to that branch that's on the ground, right?
yeah,
That's dug in the ground, and it's chained to a pole or whatever it is, and it thinks it can't move with that because. Do you remember that analogy?
oh, I don't know. I can't
About the
remember.
elephant, the baby elephant, and when it grows, it knows, it thinks it's still tied to this pole or this twig or
Oh, right, yeah.
dug
That-
on the, and the power
Well,
that elephant has, it doesn't recognize its own power.
we are like that because that's fear for unknown. So when you are afraid of things, then you don't want to go further. Like for me, or my conversation with you, it's a first step to talk to the world about the joy, divine joy, and divine kindness, the divinity in ourselves that I always felt it. And I always felt that I was different than majority. And sometimes people couldn't resonate with me and couldn't understand me. And yeah, that's frustration there, but it's pain. We can go beyond that and, learn to live in a better reality. That's the reality of your own soul. So my journey is a healing journey, but a discovery journey of my own soul, my own inward self, and that's all I can say.
Do you know anything? Do you know anything about the soul being the reflection of mirrors? And could you maybe explain is there any difference, or is it all in one the same, that the soul is these mirrors that we have to work through? And do we eventually dissolve into the one mirror, and then does the soul still exist if we remove the mirror altogether?
I think the soul exists. It doesn't matter the mirrors.
Okay.
Mirrors, like you said, is reflection of the soul. So you have to find your own soul. So you would be able to remove the mirrors who are reflecting at you. But I think it's a part of, like, the mirrors are the contracts you have, and you have to pass through each challenge. When you pass the challenge, another mirror is broken, and another mirror is broken, and then you can see the light. This is how I see it. It's only personal. I don't know if
Wow. Yeah, I never saw it that way. That's very interesting. And at the same time, we're clearing all the lineages from all timelines, from the past and future. We're changing.
yes, because we are stopped by the time. Oh, I can't do this. I'm too old. I can't do this. I'm too old. What time is it? What time is it? Everybody's asking, what time is it? If we didn't have a time, nobody would be so stressed. We would be no, we would. It's true, isn't it? If we wouldn't have time, of course, maybe we wouldn't have such structure that it is, you know, related to the time. Oh, I will be late. I can't catch the bus. I can do this. I can do that. But if you don't think of time, you have the opportunity to, like for example, when I'm drawing, I usually I'm in my day off or my afternoon off. I put my YouTube with my meditation music on, take a piece of paper, and I start to do lines and just relax. And I don't even look. I can hear the clock, but I don't look at the time. I don't care about the time. I just draw and it's going and going, going. I don't, I'm so happy. I don't relate to the time. So in a way, time is just a little impediment of our um, flowing, you know. This is what I think.
I see a
Because,
paradox in this.
because,
Yeah. Go ahead.
because that's why, I think that's why we are limited in this dimension because of the time.
Right. Absolutely. But time, I see, it reminds me, this is a paradox now. It's a linear construct.
Yeah,
Construct.
exactly.
It's a three-dimensional, like you were saying with pyramids, that creates, okay, but in the density of it all is one point that connects to the other, and then you have a line. So it's a linear time construct, okay. But then you're all about structure and lines. It's like, what a paradox! And it takes
It
you
is
right out of timelessness into timelessness by doing this, isn't it? It's a
you
paradox,
know, I think you know why it's happening. I think because it shows how you can get out of your own physicality to the
right?
divine truth. Because the creation is coming from your heart. You don't know what you'll do it. The linearity is part of your physicality. So with them two will become one. And what is the blessing is the first. So it's the Trinity, isn't it? So God is blessing your work with your creation from your heart that comes from Mother, Divine Mother, because Divine Mother is creation. Divine Father is wisdom. And then the love is coming from Christ consciousness, isn't it? Is from Christ is unconditional love. So all three, they just complete you as one.
I love it. The Trinity, Mother, Father, God. I
This
love
is how I feel.
it.
So and I think because now the energies are so high up and so changing, even in on the whole planet, we are between the worlds now. We are between the linear time and the unlinear time. Let's say, like because because our soul is immortal, but our physics is mortal. So it's always a clash between because we are dual, aren't we? And our fight is just to become one, not to get out of this duality in a way or another.
Or
And
grounding so that we can
uh,
actually appear in the physical reality, like right now with my technical
right, you see, if,
grounding.
if when you presented me into two dimensions, like one is the fifth and one
Multidimensional.
is the third, or multi-dimensions, like I have one. I don't know. I have one of the
Yes,
like
please show
I
us.
think
Yes.
I had one of the drawings here
Yes.
that was called, but I can't remember which one. It was called layers. Oh, that one.
Uh-huh.
You see, this one is
Yes.
called layers.
Layers. Okay.
Layers. And
Uh-huh.
when I saw layers, it was like we have like dimension under dimension under like layers of layers of layers of layers of consciousness. And
Amazing.
then until you don't pass each layer of consciousness, you will not become one. And that's why you come back all the time in the same certain stories, because you don't realize, you don't learn, you didn't learn you didn't learn
The lesson.
where is the lesson, where is
Right.
the start point and the end point.
Yes.
So then cycles happen, like from what I've noticed in my life. Sometimes it's between 7 years, sometimes between 10 years, the cycles. And all the time, a cycle end up very, very traumatic. Something happens that is just like push you out of your comfort zone and remind you that you are not only physical, but you are a spiritual being, and then push you to do things that you've never thought you'll do. Like is my wall now. Like this morning, I didn't know how I would present myself, and look at that.
I've learned so much already from you because I see things in color and I express things in different deflections of the light, which creates color. And so how you interpret it is so much to do with lines and layers and geometry and outlines that you can interpret and show to the world without color. You're describing this, and this is amazing because I could not see it like this before.
I think the color, I like to present it in pencil or pen or dark white and black.
Okay.
Because the idea is coming now in my head because of the yin yang. Yin yang is white and black. There's no color there. So yin yang, they are both in one circle. That is the unity. So it's the masculine and divine feminine in one creation.
Wow.
So this is how I find it, that my heart resonates better if I am not putting color in it. But talking about that, I would like to paint something, so I prepared the colors here, and one day I'll start painting like you. I don't know if I can show. There you go. The colors are waiting.
Is that oil paint that you have there? Oil paint tubes?
It's just acrylic paint.
Acrylic tubes. Okay.
Next time I'll buy some brushes and I'll try my
Yes.
my lines and fines and games with color. See how my heart resonates. And in the same time, I'm attracted of sacred geometry as well. Like, the Metatron cube, all those geometrical fractals and things. They are quite. I already started, if you can see, a little bit here.
Wow.
Here, yeah. Can you see?
Yes, that's nice. It almost looks like First Nations artwork. First Nations artwork, like the totem poles that they have carved out of wood. That the
so
yes,
little by little, I'll start to. But I don't want to think. Think it disappeared. Okay, I don't want to think too much, because then if I think, it will not be intuitive. It will be a creation of thinking, So I want to continue with this intuitive because intuitive drawing is giving me the joy of discovering my own soul, layer by layer.
Right. I also, what I'm getting out of that is like those totem poles from the First Nations, which they have spirit animals that they become initiated, and they have a symbology of that a spirit animal that they follow and that represents them and their soul.
Yeah, I am correct. I think I am. I have like totems,
Yes.
like native tribes. They have their own totems.
Right.
So I feel that I am working with a triangle, with a spiral, with a flower, so these are the elements that are always there. Sometimes my triangle is white, sometimes it's not. Or let's say we can see the elements, the 5 elements in the drawing. And the 5 elements are the unity, the creation itself. So this is how it's coming to me.
So with what I see it is the splitting of your chi, your life force, and it goes into 5 elements, like you're saying. And it goes into the other membranes that create the other realities, that are the chakras and the wheels and other portals
Yes,
that we can
yes,
get taken into. And
yeah.
it's really interesting how you see these layers, and that you can instantaneously remove the membrane through your work. Whereas with me, I do it with color, and I see it that it's a charge, and then we remove the color into maybe a sapien, and then from the sapien into black and white, so the charge is removed, and then the layers, which you just go right into the layers, and it's amazing. You guys have
Maybe
learned so
that's why
much.
you, yeah, maybe that's why you were attracted by my scribbling,
Connected to
because
me. Yes,
because you are coming from gold to
very interested in your teachings. Yes, I became very attracted to that. Yes.
I like we say, I am very amazed of how people can channel things. But looking at my drawings, I think this is a channel. These are channel drawing because I don't think of them. They just come. I just draw some lines and then I fill them up and let my hand do the job. So then I thank the angels and I thank my Lord and I thank Mother, Father, God, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I am love and I do the affirmations and then I'm happy to
Well,
start
this is where
another
it
day.
starts. This is where it starts. After, you can do this even in a book, like you're saying, with the affirmations, with the prayers, everything like that. But you can also help others with theirs, to bring out in theirs. Like, for instance, what you got going on there, the mural on the wall, is amazing. You can do that for people, you know?
Yeah.
Or you can even do it in a book where you paint by numbers, or like I saying, there's so many things that you can expand and explore on, especially what you have to offer as a gift to others doing these kind of murals.
Well, my gift for others is that every night before I go to sleep, I pray for the world and for the planet. And I pray that the light of God will touch each heart and will stop all this nonsense of wars. And divine masculine energies and divine feminine energies will come to an end and will balance. Because if it's too much matriarchat or too much patriarchat, it's not good. Everything has to be in balance from what I learned. Everything that we do and is not balanced becomes addiction or becomes chaos. So this is a lesson I think that I learned, that through meditation, through prayer, through understanding your own soul and spirit and heart, and through peace of mind, you can become balanced, and then you'll see the light easier.
Right. And as we do that and we're clearing everything, we're also doing it for the rest of the world, planetary and
Yes.
galactic. It's amazing how each and every one of us, even if we're not actually reaching out to help others, how we're actually doing it on a global scale for others from the inside by clearing ourselves. And we make this difference in the world by helping others, by doing it internally through our own soul. It's amazing. Yes, I
I,
believe
I
that.
think that each intention of light, peace, and balance and stability, and clarity and purity and everything that,
Yes.
like we learned from the church, is that there are the virtues of Shekinah, the Holy Spirit. If we try to go further on this path and work through our physicality, this balancing things, then less and less bad energies will come towards us, or more challenges, depends. depends what your program is. But we can come out of the matrix and we can enjoy the light of God. Because sometimes I feel that we are imprisoned of all these realities that we're confronting with every single day. And then if like you said, if we are opposing, if we resist to the challenge, then the chaos, the pain, the trauma, they come one by one. And then it's harder to get out of it. But if you just observe them and don't involve yourself too much in that dark energy, then you'll be victorious easier. And then every soul that you touch, even with a smile, the smile will come back to you. So smile is joy. Many times when I'm going on the street, I can smile to people. People smile to me. I don't know them. And in my head, I said, "Oh, may all be blessed today. Oh, thank you, angels, that you protect us and you bless us. And we have another day as a gift from God to do something." So yeah, it can be done, and it's in a very, very simple and easier way. And I think if all of us, we would have the intention of peace and love and light, and have that vision of the angels of God surrounding the earth and heal Mother Gaia, then everything would become better for all of us.
So right now you're working at a hospital. Can you explain more about how you work with babies or children? What department was it again, or that you're doing? Because you're doing more than just this. You're doing actually, what is it? Can you please explain, or is it okay that you go into it?
I do not know if I'm allowed to talk about the
Okay.
job.
Okay.
In general, I'm just a theater support worker. In Canada and Australia, they are called theater technicians.
Okay.
And we circulate for the surgeons and for the nurses that are scrubbing in each operation. So we are working like a team and like a little family, and everybody tries to do their own job the best, so the patient will be looked after and helped out. And that's all in a nutshell. And I'm very proud that God gave me this opportunity to be part of the teams, because the teams are wonderful and people are so good. I mean, oh, before I worked there, I didn't even know what means. And myself, I had an operation in 2012, and I was saved. And yeah, God gave me another chance, probably because I still have a mission to do on this earth. And I think each of us, we are missionaries for a better world. We just didn't discover our gift. And I'm still a seeker. I don't know what is really my mission, but I try
Blessing our
to
future.
find out.
You're blessing our future. You're blessing all those babies that come into this world.
Although they are so beautiful, they are like little angels, when they come in such a strong and harsh world. And of course, they are scared about light, about so many people around them. I don't think they understand anything. And not all the midwives say I'm a whisperer, but one of them in particular, whenever I put my hand on them, I said, "Come on, baby, you're okay. We are here with you." And they're just talking to them, and they just calm down, And because I think they feel some safety or security. And they say, "Oh, you are like a baby whisperer," and it was quite interesting to say that. But yes, the prayers are always in my heart and my mind whenever it's needed. And when you see the mom and the dad and the baby, such a beautiful thing, so much blessing there, so much unconditional love that you can see. You can see the energy of I can see the energy, and you feel the joy. You feel like your heart starts like fluttering like a butterfly. You feel the divine joy.
Your favorite quote is, "Friendship is the pearl of life. Unconditional love is the diamond."
Yes, it's true. It is. This is how I feel. And we have to try to be kind to ourselves so we would be able to be kind to the others. Well,
So that's your quote. That's your original, authentic quote here. It's saying, friendship is the pearl of life, and unconditional love is the diamond. I just love that.
yeah, I thought of that because the true friendship, it's not when you are with a person all the time. It's even when you didn't see that friend for 10 years and then you call and the joy is coming. That is unconditional love, isn't it? Because they are not family. They are not, you have unconditional love for your family, but sometimes you don't feel unconditional love for other people like you do for your family. So when you feel that joy in your heart for a person that you didn't see forever, and you weren't even a good, very, very good friend with a person, that I feel it is a pure friendship, isn't it? When you can say, hello, how are you? Wow, I missed you so much, but you didn't even know if you missed it, but you feel it.
Yes.
And
Oh,
and
yes.
yeah, you feel that you miss that voice or that person, or this is how I see things. It's just personal.
And so, also, what's Romania like? Because I don't know. What kind of experience are you like? Is Romania, can you maybe expand a little on what it's like to live in Romania? I know you live in the UK right now, but I couldn't possibly imagine what Romania might be like to live there.
Romania is a beautiful, beautiful country with beautiful people, but because of so much hardships, under communism, under democracy, under the rules, under the government, under all sorts of things, people became a bit harsh and sad and live hard, and the money is little, and I think most of them lost their hope in something better. So, but Romania is a beautiful country. Um, we have everything that can make someone happy, from Gaia's point of view: hills, the Danube Delta, the Black Sea, the mountains. So you can imagine it's let's say a paradise. So you can visit and you'll see yourself. The only thing that is hurting people is the economics, economy side.
Mankind, right? It's just like everything is provided for us. We have so much abundance, and yet we apply so many rules. And, it has to be like a team, and everybody has to think the same in a uniform way in order to make it work. And that's not really how it is. It's just relax, take it all in, and respond in any way that you feel is comfortable to you without harming anybody, of course, and enjoy what nature has to offer and work with it without having to say, this is mine. This piece of land is mine. These boundaries
Yeah.
here is this and that. It's like we come here, we're not everything, we're not going to be here. Like we end up recycling, and our souls are still in our spirit too. But this physical body, whatever we see the symptom of, it's like you're saying, we try to put it in a cage and imprison ourselves, and then we can't move and we become like a stone. It's like
I know what you say, but when you don't have an abode above your head, or money to pay for the rent, or money to pay for the bread and butter, or you lost your job, or your child, or you have to make credits to just to pay the gas and the water, it's hard, and people stay in that matrix. They stay in the program.
that's because we spend too much time fighting and resisting in this thing that we believe that we recreated, this thing called fairness and equality. And there really, I've learned the hard way now to come to realize there is no such thing as equality. There is no such thing as fairness. And every time somebody tries to make a point of it, whether it be a cashier or a manager or whatever, they kind of like bring everybody down and oppress them so that they can prove to everybody that this thing called fairness and equality that doesn't even exist.
Yes, it's true, but unfortunately, most of the people are just too into, you know, the physicality of the life and living, not the spiritual side. So, but I can see even in Romania there are many people now awakening and talking about things we talk now, because I think 70% of the Romania is Orthodox, and there are other Christian groups as well, and people are believing in those rituals and that programming that is given by the church. But I don't say it's a bad thing. It's good if it's resonating with your heart. Fine. I'm not here to say that a religion is bad or a religion is good. All the paths and all the religions are good because they all want to work the people's soul towards light and love of God. But it each individual has to find out what is the best for them. So when I find out that I want more, I just went to read more and so on, find my own path. And I didn't find it yet, but I'm still a seeker. So I don't know. It's just personal.
So why am I saying a lot of people will not be able to grasp and will resist this thing that I'm saying here, that there is no such thing as fairness, because we're all uniquely different. We all have something valuable to offer. We have a signature, authentic signature print, energetic signature that we can all offer something to the collective into the oneness, that we're all one in the same, but yet we're all distinctly different in the sense that we're sovereign in our light. And once we empower and find, instead of being disabled by it, we can become enabled by it. And this is what the society is, a codependent relationship society rather than a true independent society to help each other in a way that we can support and promote each other in a way that, no, we're not all equal. No, nothing is fair, but we are here for each other, to respect each other's differences and contribute and allow each other to contribute, not just the ones that already have and can be team players in a uniformed way, that if they speak up independently, then they're shafted. It's promote people, everybody, that we're all connected through this place from within the heart, not from the mind, but through the heart. And once we realize to trust that and surrender and no more fighting, we'll see what it's like to live in a matriarchal society. And it's all inclusive. It's not exclusive, saying, oh no, I'm better than you, or this is bigger than this, and compare each other, because we all have a different we're all learning, but we're all learning in a different, unique way that's not in the concept of fairness or equality, because that's oppressive. That in its own thing is oppressive to everybody. It's like, oh, why should I give you the attention or thing that you deserve to have right here in this moment, when I have to make sure that everybody gets it? Well, everybody can get it when they're ready to receive it. Why block this person because nobody else is ready to receive it? Because once you block this person, then you're creating a whole resistance of that you have to deal with, and this is where the money and all this stuff comes. And no, nothing is fair. We're all very valuable, and we all have something to offer, and it's amazing the things that we can do for each other right here and now. Is there anything else you would like to say to close, or anything you would like to add to this?
I just want to thank you that you had this conversation with me, and I hope that what I said and my journey will help other people. It's just the beginning, and I hope that I will discover more and more layers of my soul, and I can work from behind the physicality of my own living. And you see, I just want to give a lot of love to people and send them healing thoughts to those who are in need now in this moment, because we are still living on the earth and we still have lots of problems and wars, and you see, we have to think of people who are still in pain and who lose someone. And I wish just, love and light to everybody.
Right. You have proven to all of us that your state of being and how important it is how you feel right here in the moment, and to remove yourself from your circumstances through your expression of your artwork, how you're doing it, and actually learning from it, and feeling a better frequency, a more enlightened frequency, because you're just in a state of relief, aren't you? And this is how we move through the symptoms and are able to heal ourselves and to shift into another frequency through our state of being. And you have explained to us how you're doing this for us and for yourself. I really, wow, like the words cannot even describe how I'm feeling about all of this. It's just amazing what you're doing for the world. Thank you so very much.
I think that creation is the tool that heals, and it gives you hope, and hope is love.
Right. Thank you so very much, Gabrielle.
Oh, thank you.
I hope to have you on here again. Perhaps I'm not even saying it like in a linear time construct, how people have it. Oh, and section it off and break it off into season 1, season 2, episode 1, and all these. I can't even be bothered. I'm like, here it is. You'll get it.
Oh, you are pushing me now.
So whenever,
next time,
yes. Hello?
Next time I'll see you drawing in black and white, and you'll see me drawing in colors.
Oh! Whatever timeline, whenever you receive this, it was meant to be. And thank you so very much. I
thank you.
This message reaches out to everybody in whatever format it comes to them first. And yes, thank you so very much, Gabriela.
Oh, thank you. Have a lovely night. Bye.